Hi everyone, it's Aga from EurekaCrystalBeads.com and I have another fun beading video tutorial for you. Before I get started, just a quick reminder to check out the rest of our channel, and if you like what you see, if you've learned anything, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can always know when we're posting new stuff. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this lovely beaded ring with the use of the peyote stitch. In my last video I showed you how to do an even count peyote stitch, and now I'm going to show you how to do an odd count peyote stitch, which means that you have an odd number of rows of beads in the pattern. First, let me tell you what we're going to need for this. You're going to need beads, and for this pattern I only need 2 colors of beads. Here I made one with silver and red, and now I'm going to show you on silver and black. You can use any seed beads you like, but the best results you will get when you use Toho treasure beads, or as in this case, Miyuki Delica beads. You can mix them, but I don't like doing that because they are just tiny little bit different, and it's just better to use either Toho Treasures or Miyuki Delicas. You're obviously going to need thread. Here I'm going to be using Nymo thread in a color that matches the color of beads that I'm going to have here on the edge, which is silver. We're going to need scissors to cut off the thread in the end, and a needle. I recommend using size 12 needle. This is long and thin, but you can also use size 11 or even size 10 needle, and that will work just fine. Just like in my previous tutorial, I would just like to quickly explain to you on this printout what we're going to do. This time I'm going to start on this side, and I'm going to first string these 7 beads on the thread. 2 silver, silver and black, then another 2 silver ones, and the last silver one. So as you can see, the number of beads in a row is going to be odd, that's why it's called odd count peyote. And now I'm going to go back, just like in regular peyote stitch, add 1 bead, go back through this one, add another one, go back through this one, add another one, go back through this one. And now here's where the tricky part starts, because I'm going to add this bead, but then I have to make it so that my thread comes out of this so that I can start a new row. So after I add this one, I go down here. Let me just change the color so that you can see where I'm going. So I'm going to go through this one, but also here and here, in order to go back and go back through this one, so that I can go through this and start adding new beads. So I'm adding this one, going back through this one, adding a new one, going through this one, adding this one, and this side is going to be the regular side, which you're going to treat as if it was regular even count peyote stitch, because you just go out through this, go back, add this extra bead, go through this one, add another bead, and you basically see where it's going. Let me show you in practice. Okay, so I've already threaded my needle, and now you're not going to cut off an amount of thread, but just like in regular peyote, you're going to put on a stopper bead. You're going to need a lot of thread, but don't worry, even if your thread runs out in the middle of work, I'm going to show you what you need to do. And remember, you always have the tail on the back, so you can continue your pattern on the other side, which is probably going to happen because odd count peyote takes a little bit more thread than even count peyote. Okay, so I'm starting by putting on these first 7 beads. So that's 3 silver ones, 1 black bead, and 3 more silver ones. Alright, now this side is going to be the easy one, because I just go back through the second to the last bead that I added. me just push it all the way down to the stopper bead. Okay, next one. The beginning is easy because you have this black strip in the middle in this pattern, so you don't have to follow the pattern really until you reach the heart. So here's the second one in this new row. Again, skipping one and going through every second one. Like this. And now we have this one bead left. And as I've shown you, you're gonna go back through it. And you're gonna go through 3 beads, including the one that you just added. Like that. Don't forget to pull tight. And after all the beads align, this is what you get. Well, now you have to make it so that your thread comes out of this bead here, so that you can continue with your pattern. So we come back through these 2 beads, and then let me just go through them. And then you're going to go through one of the 2 beads on the bottom, the one on the opposite side to that you need to go through to start a new row. So in my case, it's the one on the right. And now I can finally go back through the last new bead that I've added, and I can go on adding new beads to continue the pattern. So I just skip one and go through this next one. Now I'm adding a black one because that's the strip in the middle. And now it's the easy side, so that's it. I go back, add a new one, and from this point on, the beads tell me where I need to add new ones. So just to recap, one will be over here, one will be over here, and then one will be over here on the edge. Okay, let me just recap how to turn around on the more difficult side of the work. So you take a bead, you go through these 2. At this point, you don't need to go through 3 anymore. And now you take another turn and just go back through the bead on the edge. Don't forget to pull tight so that the thread hides between the beads. And now you go back around through that bead that you added before, and you can go on with your pattern. Okay, it's time to do the pattern now. So instead of a black in the center, I'm adding a silver and another silver. Going back, the row on the edge is always silver, so I'm adding a silver one. Now here, that's this one I'm going to be adding. So it's going to be black. And from this point on, you just follow the pattern. And after you finish the heart, you just continue with the line in the middle until you've reached the width of your finger. So you can just try it on as you go to see if you're finished. I like to make the heart at the very start. Because then I just don't have to worry if it fits. I do that with every pattern that has like a central element, and then it's the same pattern until the very end. So then I can just continue with doing the same and not worry if I can fit the pattern on the ring. Let me come back to you when I have finished the heart and continued with the pattern with the line. And I'll show you how to close the loop. As you can see, I still have some way to go, but I'm running out of thread. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish this thread. I like finishing on the easier part without the entire turning around procedure. So I'm going to finish this one, hide it in the beads, and come back to this side, take some thread, cut it, and finish what I have left on this side. And now I can just continue on the other side. Starting with the entire turning around procedure. Alright, I'm done with the ring. The only thing left to do is to connect the beginning to the end. Just like with even count peyote stitch, what you need to do is to basically zip it up so that it connects. As you can see, you need to finish in a row that kind of complements the beginning. So wherever there's a bead protruding on one side, there needs to be a hole or a slot for that bead on the other side. So my thread is coming out of this bead as if I was going for another row. And what I do is I connect it to the other end. So to the bead that will go into that slot, and right away I go through the next bead. Then I go through the central bead and the next protruding bead on the other side. And this last protruding bead in this row, and the very last bead in here. Now I can change the way I'm holding it, zipping it up, and these two beads are not yet connected, so I have to connect them. And I just go through that entire row all over again to make it more secure. And well, these two beads are not connected either, so I have to reach that place so that I can connect these beads. I connect these two. I go 2 beads in. And then what I do is I finish the thread just like before. So I get it hooked on the thread between the beads. I wait for the loop. I go through the loop, pull my thread, and I go through a couple of beads to hide the tail. And well, that's it. I only now have to cut off the excess thread, and here it is. Okay guys, that will be it. This was just a quick tutorial to show you how to do odd count peyote stitch. I hope you liked it. I hope you've learned something. All of the materials that I've been using for both of these rings you can find under the link in the description of this video. Tell us if you have any comments or questions. Thank you again for being here, and see you in the next one.